Howdy folks, and I hope you're all set for an amazing wallet emptying 1/6 scale 2025. And welcome back to the channel for another episode of Grail or Fail, where we revisit a figure widely hailed as a Grail piece and find out if it still holds up today and is it still worthy of that Grail status. So today it's the turn of Hot Toys MMS 366, aka Sigourney Weaver, aka Ellen Ripley, from Ridley Scott's 1979 genre-defining masterpiece that is Alien. This is probably going to be the last Grail or Fail of 2024, so I thought we'd end on a high note and go in with a big one. But before we dive in and find out if it's still a Grail piece, I would like to send a massive shout out to everyone who supported Go Figure. And please drop a like on this video as it helps other people find the channel. And be sure to hit that subscribe button and bell notification icon. Not only will you be sure not to miss any of the 1/6 scale goodness coming up on the channel, but you'll be supporting this old collector in his quest to find the perfect plastic person. But enough of my meanderings. It's time to find out if Flight Officer Ripley is a Grail or a fail. Almost forgot to mention, usual format folks, up close with Ripley, then it'll be a final verdict and then a mini showcase at the end. So let's get up close with Ripley and see what she's all about. Let's bring her into the light, go handheld and have an up close look. So Hot Toys released Ripley about 7 years ago and she is still commanding silly money on the aftermarket. Is she a Grail or fail? Well, let's have an up close look and find out. Let's start with that base. Now, I do like this base. This stand has been used for their Alien Warrior figure as well. It's been repurposed for that. But yeah, I think it's a cracking little base, even now, even 7 years down the line. It's got that sort of utilitarian, industrial feel of the Nostromo, and so it's keeping the aesthetic of the film really, really well. And this sort of dry brushing on there, dinks and holes and what look like acid burns, and there's that yellow and black stripe at the front there. So overall, yeah, stand very, very good. Let's move up and take a look at this uniform. Now, the uniform itself, this flight suit, very, very good. I think the colour is absolutely on point, and I have done much internet searching on this particular flight suit, because sometimes, and it all depends. And regulars to the channel know I've mentioned this before. It can depend on whether you're viewing this movie through a streaming service, viewing it on an old DVD or on Blu-ray, and just the colour stock can change, and it's sort of this grey, but with ever such a slight blue hint to it, which I think is accurate. But in some movie stills it looks slightly bluer, in some more grey. But I think what Hot Toys have done here is they've nailed it on here, and we'll just spin around a little bit, and they've got that colour just about perfect. Shoes, boots, spot on, sculpted plastic. Accessories, the accessories. Now, she's got the flamethrower, the obligatory flamethrower, which is a really, really nice piece of work from Hot Toys, even considering its age here. The dry brushing on there, the sculpt is all screen accurate, the proportions are nailed on, as they are for the tracker as well, and it's the detailing on this tracker. If I can just zoom over the top here, we can have a quick look at the light. I'll catch that where all the buttons and dials are individually painted and screen accurate. Now, scale and proportions, let's talk about that. This is a slightly smaller figure than Hot Toys' newer releases, the releases that we've seen today, but I think that is something that changed for Hot Toys. They scaled up ever so slightly. Now, it's not completely out of 1/6 scale proportion, like it is with Present Toys' recent release of their Ripley from Aliens, and there is a review of that on the channel if you wanted to check that out, which is completely off, to be honest with you. The scale is completely off, but this is just that ever so slightly smaller figure that we sort of saw with things like their Terminator 2, Linda Hamilton, the T-1000 as well. Slightly less than the normal scale, but it doesn't impact this figure. It still works really, really well. Let's have a quick look at some of the detailing on this flight suit. It is really nice. You've got the Weyland-Yutani symbol there on the chest area. If we spin around, you can see the Nostromo's insignia badge, which has really stood the test of time well on the shoulder there. If we flip around to the back, the detailing on this flight suit is exemplary here, down to the that sort of cross stitching effect in the back support section there, which just works. The whole outfit works really, really well. Let's take a look at this head sculpt now. I still think, even 7 years down the line, I think this is a really, really strong head sculpt. It's so strong, in fact, I think that Present Toys, when they were doing their Aliens Ripley, actually went back to the drawing board from the first head sculpt that they showed with the prototype, and actually took some design cues from this one. Is it perfect? No, it's not perfect, but we've got to remember it's 7 years old. Does it capture the likeness of Sigourney Weaver? Absolutely, 100%. The skin texturing is great. I love the way they went for that little sort of slightly open mouth look with just a little bit of exposed teeth there. Now that is great because, I mean, no offense to Ms. Weaver, but her bottom jaw does stick out ever so slightly, and they've captured that look really, really well here. Beautiful glassy eyes. The hair, obviously, we're talking a 7-year-old figure here, so there was no sculpted hair going on. Sorry, no rooted hair. This is all sculpted hair, but I think we've done a pretty good job considering. If you look there, you can see individual strands in there. They've caught the style just right. The style is on point. The colour is absolutely on point as well. So yeah, hair is really, really well done. From all angles, that hair is great, as is that head sculpt. Could the head sculpt be better? Well, yeah, we're taking into consideration it's a 7-year-old figure, and technology has improved. It's come on in leaps and bounds in 7 years since this figure was released. So yeah, paint applications are better, sculpting processes are better. But I think until Hot Toys actually do a 2.0 version of this, or they decide to drop a Aliens Ripley, which I really, really would love to see. I think we all would. This is something that Alien and Aliens fans have been begging for years from Hot Toys, is to do a 2.0 of this and to give us an Aliens version as well. But until that happens, I think this is still pretty much the definitive Ripley from Alien. The eagle-eyed amongst you will have noticed lurking in the background there, yeah, it's an alien. Yeah, I wanted to bring that in. It's actually an alien warrior. It's a Hot Toys alien warrior from Alien, but I wanted to bring it in just to give us a sort of sense of scale on this one. I'm just going to reach across here and drag the big chap in, and hopefully he will stay stood up for us, because he's not on a stand. Now, you've got to remember here, Ripley is on the turntable at this point, but as you can see, she just works really, really well with the Warrior version. I don't own the big chap version, and the reason being, it was that mouth section that had the issues with the straining. This one has it as well, so I don't own the internal mouth, but yeah, I stuck with the Warrior version, and as you can see, they pair up really, really well together, and you'll see more of them in the showcase at the end. Yeah, but back to the Flight Officer herself. So body is up to the usual standards. That suit, really, really well done. I have actually covered up this right wrist here with just sort of a little bandage thing that I created, because we're not the world's biggest fan of visible joints. In the left arm, it's covered up by that double face watch, which is absolutely on point and screen accurate. But I decided to just add a little something there to cover up the one on the right hand as well. Underneath that flight suit, you've got that really nicely done cotton shirt, which was that slight off-white, which absolutely works. And the green t-shirt underneath as well. The body's up to the usual standards, great articulation on here. It can be put into dynamic poses or kept in semi-neutral ones like this, sort of this semi-vanilla pose. And yeah, an honourable shout out to Jonesy as well. Hot Toys saw fit to include the little man himself. You get a 6-scale Jonesy. Perhaps not the best 6-scale animal I've ever seen, but they made a fist of it here, Hot Toys. And it's clearly recognisable as a ginger cat. So yeah, you get not only do you get that, but you get the Jonesy's cat carrier as well, which is really nicely done too. Same level of sculpt, same level of paint applications. So there you have it, folks. That is Hot Toys' take on Ellen Ripley from Alien, aka Sigourney Weaver. So let's go in and find out if this thing is still a Grail or is it a fail. Okay folks, so it's verdict time, Grail or fail, and I think I've given myself a ridiculously easy task here. This is obviously a Grail. It's a phenomenal piece. It really, really is. The attention to detail, the proportions, the screen accuracy, all that usual stuff is just absolutely spot on. It really is. So yeah, absolutely 100% still a Grail today. I think it displays incredibly well the level of detailing here, and I know there's been a vast amount of discussion about that head sculpt, but it works for me. It really, really does. And as I said in the previous section, I just hope and pray to the 1/6 scale gods that Hot Toys decide in their wisdom to give us a 2.0 version of this figure and to go all in and give us a Ripley Aliens as well, so we don't have to settle for present toys attempt, and that's being polite. So yeah, there you have it folks, absolutely nailed on, 100% Grail. So what are your thoughts on this piece? What are your thoughts on Hot Toys? What are your thoughts on this as a Grail piece? Have I missed it completely? Is this a fail? Please drop a comment in the comment section below. Nothing is off menu, so yeah, please have your say about this piece. I'd be fascinated to hear your take. And I suppose all it remains for me to say, before we leap over to the mini showcase, what's coming up on the channel? Well, in the 1/6 scale world, I am not going to list all the figures. We have got reviews, old reviews, new reviews, we've got showcases, we've got more episodes of Don't Make Me Choose, more episodes of Grail or Fail. We've got stuff coming in the 6 scale world, quarter scale world, stuff from Hot Toys, Susu Toys, Pure Arts, In Art, Present Toys, Mars Toys, the list goes on. So please, as I mentioned before, mash that subscribe button and bell notification icon so you're not missing any of the good stuff that's coming up on the channel. And I suppose all it remains for me to say is a massive thank you for watching, and from myself and the Grail that is Ellen Ripley, take care of yourselves, happy collecting, and it's over to the showcase.